Welcome back, everybody. It's Max and Miner here, and we got some news for Pokemon Unite to go through, so let's get into it. Didn't take long of Duraladon being released for them to realize that he was a bit too strong, and they just released a small balance patch, mainly focused on reducing his damage and a few other changes. So let's take a look at it. Uh, First of all, Duraladon, there's a slight nerf to his range, and then here's the big one. They completely reduce his damage. It's about a 10% decrease across all levels. Definitely a big hit, but definitely needed. Also, cooldown on heavy metal increased from 30 seconds to 50 seconds. I think this is another change that was necessary. It was a bit too strong of a passive. Um, and Dragon Pulse, Orb Stack duration dropping from 8 second to 5 second. I think another welcome change. He was just dealing too much damage, and Dragon Pulse was dealing way too much damage. So I think we'll see how this plays in the game, but I think it was a definite needed change. He was way too strong. Let's look here. Mr. Mime, Guard Swap, Bug Fix, and then Alolan Ninetales also getting a nerf. Uh, the attack speed is going down. If you've played Aurora Veil Ninetales since it got released, you could fire your boosted autos seemingly very fast, which made it a really strong Pokemon. We'll see again how this nerf affects it, but I think it could still be a strong contender. Um, so that's pretty much it. I think was definitely necessary. Duraludon was way too strong, both against other players and as well as objectives. So we'll see. Hopefully, this brings him back down towards the other attackers like Cinderace, Greninja. We'll see how that goes in game. And also with this patch, we were able to get a little bit more information on Azumarill, which is going to be the next Pokemon. It's going to be an all-arounder. So let's take a video from El Chico Eevee. Shout out to them. I'm going to put the link down in the description, but they're great for data mining the game and seeing what's next coming in Pokemon Unite. Definitely check them out. But we get to see the descriptions of all the moves and some of the gameplay. Let's take a look. Start with its passive, Huge Power. When this Pokemon hits only a single opposing Pokemon with a basic attack, a move, or its Unite move, the hit is always a critical hit. However, when this Pokemon hits two or more opposing Pokemon at once with a basic attack, a move, or its Unite move, the hits are never critical hits. Now, this seems very strong. Uh, as an all-arounder, it's not going to have a ton of range, so I feel like most of the time you're going to be hitting single targets. So always critting, with scope lens and some damage items, I feel like you could be doing some massive damage. So we'll definitely have to see how that plays out. Auto attacks. Comes a boosted auto attack with every third attack, dealing increased damage to opposing Pokemon within a cone area of effect in front of the user. Okay, pretty standard. Interesting, and it's a cone in front. We'll see how that works. First basic ability is Tackle. Has the user charge forward, dealing damage to any opposing Pokemon it hits and leaving them unable to act for a short time. Okay, having a stun essentially on your first ability, that seems like it could be very strong. And then Tackle, first move it can be upgraded to is Play Rough. Increases the user's movement speed for a short time and changes the user's next basic attack. When the user performs its next basic attack, it lunges at one opposing Pokemon in range and delivers repeated blows, dealing damage to that Pokemon and leaving it unable to act for a short time. On upgrade, further increases the movement speed and reduces the move's cooldown. Okay, so gives you a bit of movement and you can target a single character, dealing multiple blows. This could seem like more of a just like one-on-one damage dealing move. And the other upgraded option is Water Pulse. Has the user shoot a pulsing blast of water in front of itself. When the blast of water hits an opposing Pokemon, it decreases that Pokemon's movement speed and deals damage to all opposing Pokemon in an area of effect. Blast of water then automatically bounces to another target if one is available, increasing the first target. The blast of water can bounce between up to 3 targets. Each hit behaves the same as the first. While the blast of water is traveling, the user can perform a short rolling dash in a designated direction. And then the upgrade increases the number of bounces up by 2. Okay, so that's definitely interesting and unique. Being able to hit multiple targets and being able to dash a bit. I think that could be interesting. Movement, getting in and out of battles, and being able to slow multiple people in a team fight could be a big advantage. So its other basic ability is Bubble. Has the user spray bubbles in a cone, dealing damage to opposing Pokemon in the area of effect and decreasing their movement speed for a short time. User can move around while using this move. Okay, so pretty standard, but it's nice that you're not stuck while you're using it. You can move at the same time. That's definitely an advantage. And then Bubble can be upgraded to Whirlpool. For a short time, four small whirlpools appear that swirl around the user as it moves. If a whirlpool hits an opposing Pokemon, the whirlpool deals damage and restores the user's HP. The whirlpool hits a Pokemon on the opposing team, an increased amount of HP is restored. And on the upgrade, reduces the move's cooldown, increases the HP restoration. Okay, so that's a big deal, being able to heal yourself um, and deal damage around the user. Again, kind of like a one-on-one skill, or if you're in the middle of a bunch of opponents, if you're hitting multiple, maybe you can heal yourself even more. And the other upgrade option is Aquatail. Increases the speed and area of effect of the user's next 3 basic attacks. These basic attacks hit from a distance. They also deal increased damage, restore the user's HP, and can ignore the defense stat and shield effects of an opposing Pokemon. And the upgrade, after the user activates this move, its next 3 basic attacks will also reduce the cooldowns of all its moves when they hit an opposing Pokemon from a distance. Okay, so that sounds huge. Being able to ignore defensive stats and shield effects, especially in late game team fights where everybody seems to have a buddy barrier, this could be a huge damage move. Um, we'll have to see the numbers, but that's pretty significant ignoring shields. Um, and then we have the Unite move is Belly Bash. Has the user pound its belly 3 times, granting it a shield. With each pound, the user loses HP in exchange for increased attack. User can move while pounding its belly. Afterwards, the user targets an opposing Pokemon, then charges at that Pokemon, dealing damage to and throwing all the opposing Pokemon it hits while charging. Okay, so again, being able to move while you're pounding is nice. Um, Single target, but you can get CC on other targets if you hit them. We'll see how much the HP loss is. Hopefully, it's not too much, and how big the shield is. That's definitely something that could affect the move's viability. All right, so that's the moves. Let's get into some gameplay and see what it looks like. Okay, so we're going to see it pick its basic ability, starting with tackle. Okay, so there you see it auto attacking, and since it's a single target, it's critting every time, which seems very, very powerful. Even on like boosted autos are getting that crit. Okay, there we see tackle, short dash. The range is pretty reasonable. And here we go, bubble. Okay, that's actually a pretty big cone. And you see, even on his abilities of tackle and bubble, since it's hitting only a single target, it is also critting. And you can see even on its auto attack range, it doesn't have a huge range. So again, I feel like you're going to be hitting single targets a lot of the time. All right, we're starting out with Whirlpool. It's a level 5 evolution. So don't have to wait too long to get your power up. Okay, it lasts a significant amount of time. And you see the Whirlpools are even critting as well. Doesn't have a huge range. It's pretty close. So you want to be up close with Azumarill so you're hitting all of your Whirlpools. Okay, so there was Play Rough. Walking around a bit faster. Then you come in and hit a few targets. Definitely seems like more of like the bruiser build, playing Whirlpool and play rough. You want to get in close on single targets, deal lots of damage. Very interesting. I'd like to see the numbers on kind of the healing and damage. All right, here's the alt. Okay, so 1,000 damage doesn't seem anything crazy, and the heal and the loss of HP on the alt wasn't anything. All right, so we see the healing a bit. Okay, the healing's not crazy either. Overall, it seems like the damage you do to yourself, the healing, it's not too strong either way. And the range on the alt isn't very big either. It's going to be tough to be able to knock up too many of the enemies with such a short range. You're not going to have many people between you and your target. Okay, so that definitely seems like the bruiser moveset, but there you could see you can move while you're in the middle of your alt, which is definitely nice. You can sort of aim it and try and hit additional people by repositioning. All right, now we're going to check out the other moveset. We got Aqua Tail. Okay, so it's just giving you extra range on your auto attacks, and it gives you a bit of an area of effect. Okay, it's nice to have a bit of range, and you can move around while you're using your autos. Definitely gives you a bit more mobility. Okay, so there's your little dash. Don't get to see it bounce to any other enemies because there is only the one target, but this moveset definitely seems like more of the mobility moveset. You're able to move while using both moves. Gives you a bit more range while the play rough. Whirlpool moveset's more of like a bruiser build, like I said. Seeing the plus versions. Okay, let's see it against some like multiple targets. See how it plays out. All right, that's actually some pretty solid healing when you're hitting multiple targets like bees. Yeah, I definitely think the constant critting is going to be Azumarill's biggest strength. If you can play like some damage items, it's going to be super strong one-on-one while also being able to heal with Whirlpool. And that's it. That's the look at Azumarill. Very exciting. Uh, I think it's good to have an all-arounder that's maybe a different style than everything that's come before it. Um, I'm really looking forward to it. But I will see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will check you out next time. Peace.